I am Deirdre Wallace, and I am a relationship and corporate therapist. I am here not to provide you with advice, rather I am here to provide you with actual knowledge and insights via a series of weekly videos that will provide you with knowledge in order to understand yourself, your childhood, your personal and business relationships, and your career choices better. This will help you make informed choices to suit your life goals. Why? Because in today's world, people that get ahead have done self-development work. I'm also offering a unique perspective that helped my clients, and I offer explanations built step by step to show you how we make various choices and why. It will be like having your own once-a-week video therapy. But what qualifies me to impart this knowledge? For over 25 years, I've worked as a therapist, lecturer, teacher, and mentor. I've run a private practice for over 25 years. I have worked with individuals and couples, and more recently with corporate clients. But before all of this, while still studying at university in South Africa, where I grew up, I volunteered in a children's home. And later, once I had moved to London in the UK, I taught in various colleges, in prisons, and at St. Mary's Hospital. I also mentored in various schools for the Hanover Foundation. At the time, I didn't realize how formative those experiences would be. But looking back, they taught me something essential: how to observe human behavior, how to notice patterns, and how to look for clues. Clues about why some people thrive whilst others struggle. Then I decided to train as a relationship therapist, and we had to complete a rigorous and supervised 450 hours before we could receive our qualifications as therapists. And again, then I was able to observe, but this time with better and a trained insight. I was able to understand why certain people choose one another as partners, why some couples stay together whilst others don't, and why we behave as we do, or why we repeat patterns even when they don't serve or help us. Over the years, through my training, my work, and thousands of hours of observations, I've come to see a reality that I believe needs to be shared. Not because it's comfortable, but because it's useful. Some of what I say may unfortunately make you feel uncomfortable because I don't hold back. As a result, some may find my observations rather brutal. But left unsaid, what's the point? Where's the learning? So my intention is not to judge, it's to name what often goes unspoken. And in doing so, I hope something important happens, that you realize you are not alone in these experiences you've had or the ways you've had to cope. Indeed, many people go through life actually never truly feeling heard. Here, even though we may never meet, my hope is that you will feel seen, even if it's at a distance. So, what will these videos actually explore? The body of my work will be divided into at least 4 major sections for now, offering a step-by-step understanding of how we become who we are and how this shows up in our lives. The first series is called The Clue is Always in the Gaze. This section explores early development and how our childhood experiences quietly prepare us for adulthood. I explain that long before we make conscious choices, our emotional world is already being shaped. In 2, I explain relationship knowledge, where I explore how and why we are drawn to certain partners, why relationships are inherently risky, and how that risk can be reduced. You'll begin to understand the unconscious dynamics that pull people together and sometimes keep them stuck, unable to let go. 3, relationship tools. These videos will consist of the tools and tips that help my clients in everyday life. And 4, we take who we are into the office. We bring who we are to work, into our careers, into the office with us every single day. because you cannot leave parts of yourself at home. And who you are, your childhood, your experiences, and so on, come with you to work. And your career choices, and for example, your relationship with money or colleagues, your confidence, your authority, and whether you thrive alone or in a corporate environment, all is shaped by your internal world. So sections are broken down into smaller, accessible videos, allowing for clarity rather than overwhelm. You will therefore have many videos to help you. Not all the videos will resonate immediately, if at all, but keep watching, as I'm sure many of you will, or they will provide you with insights you may never have thought of. But before we begin, you may want to ask yourself this. Have you ever felt that as an adult, you're not entirely sure why you react so strongly to certain situations? Or have you ever wondered why some things trigger you more than they should? Or perhaps you've asked yourself why you feel hollow inside, or why might you not be as confident as you thought you ought to be by now? Maybe you feel like something is missing, even though on the surface your life looks fine from the outside only. If so, these videos may help you understand why. So now, once you start watching and as you move through the various sections, I hope you begin to realize how critical the early years truly are in emotional development, and that the effects can be far-reaching, shaping our adulthood in ways many people never connect back to childhood. This is why raising a child is not only hard work, it is an enormous responsibility, one that should never be taken lightly. And perhaps this is an inconvenient truth we need to face, that bringing a child into the world without adequate emotional, physical, and relationship support should be questioned, because the price a child pays is often too high if we get it wrong, or if what adults want and what a child needs can sometimes clash. And just as important is that if we are serious about mental health, then we need to find better ways of caring for one another. That means more mothers, fathers, or parents being fully present emotionally and physically. Why? Because the number of people struggling emotionally and mentally today is really deeply concerning. However, over the years, I've noticed that many people are reluctant to engage in therapy or personal work. Some fear it may be uncovering a terrible childhood event. Some fear being found out. Others believe their lives are fine, so why look back? And many worry they won't have the emotional capacity or even the time to do the work. And others just can't afford it. But this is a great pity. Why? Because uncomfortable childhood experiences are often suffocated and pushed down, ignored, and carried quietly into adulthood. And I explain why in one of the videos. Along the way, we absorb powerful messages about who we are, what we are worth, and how successful we are allowed to be from our families, our schools, and our environments. Those messages don't just disappear. They linger, and they linger unseen sometimes. And as life goes on, we make choices, relationship, career, and lifestyle choices that don't truly fulfill us sometimes. Slowly, we can begin to accept that life won't get much better. So we carry on, holding on to a few successes, oscillating between shame and self-doubt, but never quite reaching our full potential. And what many people don't realize is this. Much of what we choose as adults is as a direct consequence of what we experienced as children. Not what happened that cannot be changed, but how we adapted to what happened. Those adaptations become our habits, our knee-jerk reactions, our blind spots. And if we don't understand them, they can quietly sabotage our goals. And in my corporate work especially, clients are often astonished to see how much of their professional behavior is rooted in early experiences they thought were long buried. The past, you see, is really gone. It simply changes its disguise. And if we're not fully aware, it can disempower us. So instead, let's find ways together that will provide you with a deeper self-awareness. Because after all, investing in yourself will reap many rewards as you start to make choices that will suit your relationship and career goals. I therefore encourage you to start a journal so you can jot down how my various points may have affected you, your choices, or even your circumstances, so you can develop a deeper knowledge of your knee-jerk reactions and why you behave as you do. I will post a weekly video, sometimes bi-weekly, which will give you a chance, like with therapy, to ponder over the information I provide in each video. And the videos will be numbered as each is part of a series. Obviously, you may not respond to all the information provided initially, but it may resonate after a while. Because remember, this is a process. Therapy is a process. And in order to participate, please subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can continue receiving the videos. And do let me know how you get on via the comments in each section on each video. And I will post my first in the series right after this one so we can then begin. Thank you.